Logan,
Hi, Ron.
nice to meet you. Thank you for taking a few minutes to let us in your shop. What do you got shop space here on this floor? 1,000 feet?
1,800 square feet, I think, and then 600 on mezzanine.
Okay, so fairly compact shop, but it's in Hawaii. It's in Honolulu.
Downtown is a 5-minute bike ride away.
Right. In fact, Chinatown is just kind of.
3-minute bike ride
You were
away.
born on the island. You were raised on the island.
Mm-hmm.
You got formally trained on the mainland.
I went to college on the mainland and had experiences that contributed to where I am today. No formal training. I went to University of Chicago and University of Colorado Boulder, and what we did, developed an idea, kind of designed an art piece, executed the art piece, and then we had a rigorous critique of it. And then we did it again. And then we did it again. But the repetition of that cycle is really the only difference now is there's a customer.
Right.
Which is all the difference in the world. That iteration of the process, I think, is very familiar, going from school to what I do today.
So when you say being critical of yourself, as a home builder, I think about whenever I finish a house, I review it, I go over it, and phases as I'm going through it, and it's done. It really can't be undone and redone,
Yeah.
but I am constantly thinking, I wish I would have done this.
I presume you also, where applicable, found ways to increase the likelihood that you'd avoid that problem in the future. If you just take note of your things you wish were better, but don't take action, it's a lost opportunity.
What was the thing, if there was one, that drew you into this?
I had been getting some materials from a sawmill in Colorado, and I approached them right as day after school ended, I think, and talked to them about getting a job there, and it worked out. And so I was a millwright at a sawmill for 3.5 years.
You've got a nice shop. It's bright, it's good size. You've got some pretty nice machinery here. You've got some big tables to work with. I see a lot of Festool. Probably, is that a 18, 20-inch planer?
Joiner. Planer, yep. Both.
And, you know, I see a big
Shaper.
bandsaw, shaper. You've got nice dust collection ports everywhere. Upstairs, I saw a room that's completely sealed, ventilation for a controlled spray environment. How did you go from working for somebody to having all of this? Did you just open the doors one day and this was all just here? Or
No.
How'd you do that?
Well, as you know, few companies are able to do that. You know, it was pretty organic, researching ideas, but these ideas are often embodied in a tool, a technique that requires a tool, something like that.
Somebody shows you a joinery technique that takes a floating pin and a domino.
A domino. I mean,
Now you
need I say more? Running a business, that's something that woodworkers, we don't have formal training in, and could certainly use more. I could use more. Knowing how to capitalize and how much to capitalize your business is tricky.
You did start though working for people, having clients, and not having everything I see here.
I had a Ryobi Nokogiri saw. I had a set of Morris chisels and a chainsaw, and my grandfather's Japanese hand plane. And I built, with those tools, I built a foot power lathe, spring pull lathe, out of a fallen tree on Tantalus. And I started making stools and doing that green turned chair making type of work.
You did what you could with the tools that were available, and then as you grew that, income came in from that, you were able to expand your abilities through tooling. We all recognize when we get into woodworking, the education never stops.
No.
But the tools help. Part of the education is, I can do a lot of this stuff and stretch this tool, but at some point this other tool, this domino, this joiner, whatever, is going to allow me to do this thing which I really can't do with a hand plane or with any kind of production and be somewhat competitive. And
That's
get it
right.
done.
That's right. A lot of my clients have, connections to the arts. So this is a client who's an architect, works in Guam, lives here part of the year, and was making some changes to his apartment, and we struck up a conversation about an entertainment center. He came to me with some ideas about the layout and what it needed to accomplish, but he was also open. So we started looking at how his ideas could work together with the space and some hardware that I knew about, and some techniques that we could apply to get the sensibilities he was looking for in this project. We identified that there would be two scales of shaping, and so one is the bigger curvature, and then a texturing. I would describe myself as a texturer, not a carver. There's very amazing carvers, particularly in the state. I'm interested in texture, and that's something that I can bring to furniture and architectural pieces that people they gravitate to. They love this. And I laid out two of the bigger curves here. I used a grinder, I think with an Arbortech attachment, to rough that out. And then I used a power chisel and a hand chisel to do the texturing. His home is very, very refined. This was intended to be a contrast to that. The finish will be darker than this. This is a stain with a glaze on it. We're gonna go another whole step darker than that. The upper cabinet is a white lacquer. So there's this contrast between the two pieces.
Wow.
This will be
Now, is the white lacquered portion textured as well, or is that smooth?
smooth white lacquer.
So you get the contrast
Yes.
in the color as well as in the texture itself. So did all of these, you did these by hand with power chisel, or do you have like one of those planers that are rough with the blades? Oh, wow. Okay, so you're talking handwork.
This took about a day and a half. These are the combined faces of two large drawers and a lateral swing door, symmetric on the other side. So what I'm doing is a non-approved lamination of materials. And I've been known to bend historic woodworking, classic woodworking practice where I feel like I've got a handle on it. I use a very stiff panel product of laminated bamboo. I found that it resists forces on it pretty well, extremely strong. And then the face, we use a Koya.
Okay.
Yes. It is extremely stable wood. So we're laminating a plywood product and a solid wood product, and that's kind of a no-no.
It's interesting, we see this, but you haven't cut this up yet. You've laminated it on there, and you've done all of your carving or form, your texturing, and this will be cut to fit here. And then this is the inside of the two drawers, and
That's right.
The inside of the door. So we'll have this very organic face, but it'll be this treatment or this integrated part of this, very engineered, precise drawers, hardware.
Modern cabinetry on the inside and a artistic facade on the outside. Drawer banks on a clutch latch with soft close function. And then in the center portion of the console, there's a lateral swing fit. So the smaller doors that you see move to the side, and the AV equipment is accessible in the middle.
Wow, that's a beautiful hardware.
It is. It's quite robust.
The door will be mounted out here,
Swings
so
to
it
the
will
side.
be floating.
This is a mango veneer that we did on the bamboo board, and we did all the faces of a apartment cabinetry with this
Because
construction.
obviously they're putting it together. It isn't like we've got bamboo trees that are huge that we're able to slice up like co-op.
It's all coming from Asia. I just don't know what the ownership chain
Yeah.
is. But Smith and Fong, they're well known.
Yeah.
Plywood, and then Higuera. In contemporary design, you want these cantilevers, these long spans.
Right.
And even MDF, MedX, some Armor Core, they're pretty good, but they're not as stiff as we all wish they were, or that they appear in the drawing.
Right.
So, something I look to when I want a high performance core is to use the bamboo material for that.
So this is a one-man shop?
You know, it's closer to a one-man shop than I wish it was. I've been working with Honolulu Community College to see whether I could get some more people in here.
I know that you have a pretty big project and a time frame to get this thing done. And so, again, I want to thank you for carving out some time this morning. You're working instead of surfing, which is already hard, but I love your place. I love what you do and your concept, and I want to again just thank you for taking the time. Mahalo.
If you like these shop tour videos and you'd like to see more of them, you can support our channel by using our Amazon link you'll find in the video description down below. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Have a great day.